it's Ariel. So today I'm going to talk about my fourth concert, which was the 2010 Carnival of Madness, which was 10 years, Shinedown, Sevendust, Puddle, Mud, and Chevelle. And not in that order, of course, but that's just how I remembered it. This was the first concert I went to without a parent, and the first concert I was on the floor for. I was actually terrified to be on the floor. Like, I don't know, they always look so dangerous to me. Like, I think it was the mosh pits that scared me. I was afraid that if you were on the floor, you were going to be stuck in one no matter what you did, and that's not true. I thought it was. And my dad had won tickets to it through the local radio station, and my mom was supposed to go to the show, but she got really dizzy the day of because she has inner ear problems, and wasn't able to make it. So another friend of mine was going, so his dad drove me and my brother to the show, and I met up with another friend of mine, my best friend Jeremy, and his at the time girlfriend, and we just were hanging out, having a good time. Like I said, was terrified, and so was Brittany. That was her name, by the way, his girlfriend. And we were afraid for a little while, so we were like hanging more to the side, like away from the whole crowd, during 10 years, and they were very good. I didn't know them at the time, like, at all. I knew like one song that was Wasteland, and I was impressed though. And we actually got to meet them later. I think it was right after 10 years. No, it wasn't after 10 years. It wasn't right after their set. It was right after Sevendust set, I believe. They did a little meet and greet, right, just in the hallway at a table, and it was really cool. They were the first band I ever got to meet, and it was actually cool because the lead singer, whose name suddenly just escaped my brain, saw me trying to take a picture while I was in line, so he kept leaning over and posing for me, but this lady that was kind of intoxicated was in front of me trying to take a picture, and she kept leaning and getting closer into like the frame. He tried like 3 times to pose for me, and it didn't work. But it was the thought that counted, and when I walked up, I thanked him for it. He's like, "No, it's no problem." He's like, "I'm sorry you didn't get your picture." He's like, "If you hang out in the hallway, we can get a picture together." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I was going to, but we were afraid we were going to miss Chevelle. And so we ended up going back into the arena. But it's still, again, the thought that counts. And I do have their autographs. I think I have a picture somewhere. No, wait, know what? I don't need to show you guys a picture of it. If you go look at my room tour video, you'll see it. In the new room tour, not the old one. But, anyway, Sevendust was kind of disappointing. I was going to say good, but not really, because I don't think it was him. We couldn't understand a word he sang or sung. Or, sang or sung. Okay, I meant to say said or sung. We couldn't understand him, and we weren't even far. Like, we got a little bit braver, and like, we're pretty close to the stage. Not like all the way up to the barricade, but we were pretty close. Couldn't understand him at all. Like, I knew one song, even I still only know like one song of theirs, and that was Unraveling. Only reason I knew it was Unraveling, because I heard him say Unraveling. That's the only word I was able to catch, and that's pretty bad when you understand one word out of the whole song. So yeah, they were a little disappointing, and so is Chevelle. We actually ended up going out and sitting in the hallway, about 2 songs in, no, 1 song in. Yeah, 1 song in, because one, they sounded so off. Like, I really, looking back at it, I thought it was them, but I found out later it was the arena. Their sound system is just notoriously bad, and it just kind of threw them off. And right at the same time, my friend, I don't know if he was getting overheated or what, but Jeremy almost passed out on us, or he felt like he was going to pass out, so we just went and sat in the hallway. And, yeah, so we missed Chevelle, but what was funny is while we were out there, I was messing with my camera, like looking at the pictures that I had already taken, and a guy thought I was taking a picture. So he like all of a sudden pulls his shirt up. This is a bigger man. And not like overly big, but he's bigger. He pulls his shirt up and just go, and I'm like, I just started laughing, and I like took his picture just because I was like, this is too funny, I can't pass this up. And all of a sudden his wife walked over. She was just as drunk as he was. walks over and is like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I was posing for this girl's picture." She's like, "Oh, wait." He does it again. She holds $1 up in front of him. I really wish I still had that picture. I ended up having to delete it for more room on my camera because this is back before I was smart enough to get a bigger memory card. I only had like a 2 GB memory card, so I got like very limited pictures. And I really wish I would have kept that just because that one was so funny. It made me laugh a lot. But then Shinedown, oh no, then Puddle of Mud. Puddle of Mud was up next, that's what it was. They were really good. We actually got completely brave this time and walked right to the middle of the crowd. We didn't get up to the barricade just because there was too many people, but we tried, and they were so much fun. Like, I didn't know very many of the songs, but because I was still at this point, I was into the music, but I was still like getting into certain bands. The main reason I was there was for Shinedown. And like Puddle of Mud, of course, I knew like Psycho and She Hates Me, things like that, because everyone knows those. And they played those. They played Spaceship, which was actually the first time I had actually fully listened to that song, and that's one of my favorites by them now. And they also played a cover of TNT, and that was funny because he refused to, the lead singer Wes, I think his name's Wes, pretty sure it's Wes, he refused to sing until this one lady that was over like right off this, like in the seats but like barely off the floor, until she stood up. Like, he was literally was like, everyone has to stand up. He's like, you, lady, you need to stand up. And she was just like, no, that's okay, I'm not standing up. He literally stood on the edge of the stage and he's just stared at her. Didn't say a word, didn't do anything, just stared at her for probably a good minute before she stood up. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And it just amused me a lot, and it's like, they did very well. I was impressed. And Shinedown, oh my god, Shinedown. That show was incredible. Like, I've seen them now 3 times at this point in time, but right then I was just so freaking impressed. I can't remember most of the songs they did, but they did Diamond Eyes that day, and that was the first time they'd ever played it live. And I remember Brent was talking about it, saying they were so excited when they got the phone call. They all were just like jumping up and down like little boys, excited. And then said, this is the first time I've ever played it live at all, so you guys are going to be the first to hear it. And I'll never forget that, because I'm like, I've never been to a show when somebody played a song they never played live before. That wasn't local, and at that point I hadn't even been to a local show. So yeah, that's pretty cool. They played like all kinds of their good songs. Like, this was in 2010, so obviously things like Unity weren't out yet. But like, they started with Sound of Madness, as they I think almost always do, and they played If You Only Knew, Crow and the Butterfly, Simple Man, 45. Actually, I don't remember if they played Simple Man. I think they did. And it was just incredible. Apparently we all sounded like chipmunks when we left, just because we all were like yelling to talk and stuff on top of screaming the lyrics. But it was so great. I got a poster there because I didn't have enough money for a t-shirt, and it was just a great time and I loved it. So that was the story of my 4th concert. And up next is going to be my 5th one, obviously, and I hope you guys enjoy that story too. And hope you enjoyed this one too, of course. I'm gonna go now. Talk to you guys later. Goodbye.